I'm a huge fan of like post-produced quality, and I'm glad we have post-produced coverage so we can actually see what's going on a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's sports. Sports is meant to be watched live.
It's true. That is very true.
So, I don't know. I think the spoiler side is just one of the many, many sides of it, because live sports should be the way sports are consumed.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna get. I think it's gonna get hairy here in the next few years as a disc golf.
The transition is gonna be very rough, and
the question is, will it be abrupt?
It could be abrupt if a company like Jomez like merges with the Pro Tour and starts doing their live coverage, and then since they're really the pioneer right now for those events, and then if Pro Tour says no post-produced,
that's what I'm
people
wondering.
are able to come to our event. If those two things happen, it could be very abrupt because
that's what I'm wondering. Is
the only post-produced we'll see then is little B tiers in Minnesota and whatnot.
Like what if the Pro Tour this off season? I don't have any insider information. This is speculation, so don't get ticked thinking the Pro Tour is doing this. But what if they just made a post saying all 2021 events will be only live broadcast on the Disc Golf Network, and no post-produced will be happening? Like, just imagine the disc golf world. I
think if they do something like that, they would need to get Jomez, because that's the only thing that keep people from really freaking out, because people trust Jomez.
So because obviously live sports is the future. I think even people that are upset about it still understand that that's coming down the pipeline at some point.
Yeah.
What is the right way to transition from where we're at now to only live? Is there a right way? Like, is ripping the Band-Aid off the best method?
Well, you have to wait until live coverage is incredibly reliable and done super well. It's getting there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's there yet to where, like, I still want post-produced coverage just in case.
That's true.
Right now. It's like insurance right now.
Yeah.
But once it gets there to the point where, like, yeah, live coverage is just about as good, it's very close, then yeah, you just got to rip off the Band-Aid, I think. And the Pro Tour holds the cards. They can just say you're not coming, like, other cameras at this event. So yeah, I think so.
See, to me, I think
that's the way things need to be done in the sport.
I think the easiest way to like ease it, because the tough part is this is such a radical change. Which, I mean, you talked about, I think it was last week.
You were saying radical change.
You were saying, how young the sport is. We need to welcome radical change.
Because guess what? You could always reverse the decision.
Yeah.
In one event.
To me, it's such a radical change that it needs to be phased in. So I think it either starts one or two ways. It either starts with the post-produced coverage is the same, but the Pro Tour holds the media rights for a week. So, like,
okay.
Jomez
So it doesn't get released
it,
for a week.
But if you want to watch it, it's going to be next Saturday. So if an event's happening this Saturday,
I like that.
It's dropped next Saturday.
Yeah, I like that.
Or the only way you can watch lead card coverage is live. So now Jomez is taking chase card, CCDG's taking third card, and it's phased in that way.
Yeah. Those are good options.
I think it needs to be phased in somehow, because especially the absolute wrong way to do it would be for the Pro Tour, which they tried to do this last year with Steve Dodge, is cut Jomez out. Yeah. That is you're asking for a nightmare. You're asking for players to riot and uproar, and end of the day, disc golf fans are going to watch disc golf, but at the same time, that's not going to be a good look.
No, Jomez is good for the sport. We need Jomez, but I think we need Jomez to be helping us work towards live coverage.
Yeah.
Because let's think about Jomez. Let's think about why Jomez is an asset for a second. Jomez is an asset because, like, they do really good graphics, and like they do like that is like a big part of Jomez. I think we can see, this is the distance of the putt or the follow flight. But really, the bottom line is Jomez's camera skills are just unmatched.
Yeah.
They're really good at filming disc golf. So I want them filming the live coverage. Yeah. I want those guys manning the cameras.
The question, I think, is it's going to be tough. It's all going to come down to what Jomez's future is, what their plan is for their future. Because there's two ways. Like, Jomez right now, I talked to him like a year ago about live coverage, and they said that they were looking into it, but it was just so expensive. But now, I think that option's kind of off the table for Jomez to create a Jomez Live, because we have the Disc Golf Network, and Jomez Live could coverage national tour and stuff, but most likely the national tour isn't going to be the big tour.
No.
Like, it looks like the pro tour is kind of going to take that over, especially the direction it's headed.
Mm-hmm.
So now Jomez's option, if they want to get into the live game, is to almost be bought out by the pro tour or something along those lines. It could be Jomez live through the Disc Golf Network, but it's going to be Disc Golf Pro Tour branded, is what I'm saying. Unless maybe the Disc Golf Network and Disc Golf Pro Tour can come to an agreement of like Jomez Live is like their channel, to where like Jomez pays for the media rights to.
It would probably be something along the lines of like, Disc Golf Network brought to you by Jomez or something like that, or produced by Jomez.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously want to keep their name, but it's going to be tough. Where they sit right now, it's going to be tough.
Because I think what would be amazing is, first off, the Jomez guy who does their like profiles, and I saw him out there for the CBS Sports stuff, so that's why I'm real excited. That guy, I forget his name. I wish I remembered his name. Super nice guy. I met him at Worlds. But the guy who put together all the profile stuff, even the music, if you watch the profiles, and it's like the Jomez with violins, this dude played it. Like this guy shot it, edited it, and was the one who played the music in the background of like on a violin, the Jomez theme slowly. Like, this guy's talent is so outside the disc golf world.
Yeah, they're really talented.
Yeah, which he doesn't work full time with Jomez, because I asked him why, and basically they couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
He was like, it'd be a dumb decision basically for me to forego what I can do money wise to be with Jomez, which makes a lot of sense. There's not a lot of money in disc golf right now, but I think people like him who are just insanely in love with disc golf and insanely good at what he does, plus people like Juan over Stable Studios, who does the graphics for Jomez, who I'm pretty sure he's done freelance work for like Amazon and stuff before. Like they have some of the like insanely good people in the industry that just love disc golf, so they work with Jomez. If you can find a way to get them plus the Jomez team of Jonathan, and they have like 8 cameramen now. If you can find a way to get them all to take on the like production side of live, like you were saying, and if there's a way to have like the B-roll set up from Jomez, to have Follow Flight Mike, is sitting there, and I don't know how fast he can crank out a follow flight, but if this guy can get where he can crank out a follow flight in like 5 minutes, to where you can film a shot, it happens on like the chase card, you're sending it to Mike, and he's sitting there putting the follow flight in, and then it's like, let's take a look at this shot that was on hole 8 from chase card. Yeah. And then it's a follow flight in live coverage.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, because follow flight, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but like that's like an editing technique that they're doing to make it's meant to look like Pro Tracer technology. Yeah. It'd be great if we just had Pro Tracer technology.
It would be great, but I don't know how accurate that's going to be in the woods.
Well, Pro Tracer, the thing about Pro Tracer, it's not, people think like it's not tracking the golf ball.
Yeah.
It's tracking the speed, rotation, launch angle, and it knows where it's going to go.
That's what I'm saying. That's tough in the woods, because it can know where it's going, but the second that thing hits a tree and kicks into the basket or something, that Pro Tracer's going to be like, oh, look, it was on Anheuser. It's going to keep going this way.
I don't know if Pro Tracer is ever really going to happen in disc golf.
No, because I think that it's either got to be After Effects, where you like pinpoint a disc and the After Effects just traces the disc, or it's got to be someone manning it, tracing the disc.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying.
Either way, if you can mix that into live, and you can like take the Jomez, if you can take Jomez and put them into live, then you can rip the Band-Aid off and no one's upset, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because now you have Jomez, which everyone loves for good reason, and live coverage, which is the future. But the second they try to separate those two things, you're going to have some serious division in disc golf.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how it's phased in, but and I also don't know how we got here from talking about spoilers, but I think it's got to be phased in somehow. I think ripping the Band-Aid off is going to be a tough one, but at the same time, I'm going on record, disc golf community, brace yourself. Within the next, I think 2 to 3 years, we're only watching live coverage.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 to 3. I don't think it's 2021, but I think coming soon. Brace
only
yourself.
For like the Pro Tour.
Yeah, well, who's gonna go live for a B tier or like even NTs? I don't think the PDGA is gonna. Oh, okay. Another hot take. I don't think the NT is around in 3 to 5 years.
I hope not.
I think it's gone. If it is around, it's like the web.com tour where you're you're qualifying. To
Well,
be on
I
the Pro
want to
Tour.
see some NT events in the Pro Tour. So
Yeah, I just don't see where 2 tours is sustainable. I don't think that makes sense.
never.
Because I think players are going to choose one over the other, and to be honest with you, I think players are choosing the Pro Tour.
Sure
So
looks
I
like
don't.
it, yeah.